Hey, hey, it's Jose here to slay. Hit whistle. Hey you guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm doing something like totally different from what I usually do. But like, this world is pretty crazy. So I know you guys, seen on the news or heard about the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida. So I have an article up here, and I'm gonna read it, and we can react to the article together as a whole, as a group, because I want to go over what's been going on. So without further ado, let's get into. I'm going to read what's going on, and we'll just react to the article. The suspect in one of the deadliest school shootings in modern America history confessed to the police that he began shooting students that he saw in the hallways and on school grounds. Once on campus, according to the police arrest report released Thursday. So, there was a confession, of course. Of course, he's going to be, telling them how he did whatever. But I don't feel like that's enough. But let's keep reading. Let's see where we're getting at with this. Nikolas Cruz, 19, carried a black duffel bag and a black backpack where he hid and loaded magazines. The reporter said he arrived at the school in Florida in an Uber at 2:19 p.m. on Wednesday and made his way into, it says what, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. That's a pretty long name. Where he pulled out a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle. First of all, where is he getting this from? Y'all already know. And then you start to think about, like, why? So let's read more down the line. Maybe something to come up. According to the details described by the authorities at a news conference on Thursday. Okay, and it says, Mr. Cruz, first of all, how do you even give a person respect after he did what he did? Mr. would not be in my article. It would just say Cruz, or it would just say his whole name. Like, stop, don't. Shot people in the hallways and inside 5 classrooms. That's a lot of shooting. On the first and second floors of the freshman building. That is a lot. Like, y'all have to think about that. Like, he got into the school and just started dumping off on people. And he went into 5 classrooms and started shooting people in 5 classrooms. That's a lot. That's a lot for him to get shot, for him to be shooting and not be stopped within that time frame. And I get that things just happen and it's so quick. And you really can't, like, do too much. But, like, as the adults, like, where are we at? And where was the help? No security, no nothing. Like, schools are just open like this. And it's very, very scary. Especially when some of us have kids. Okay, and now it says he eventually discarded the rifle, a vest, and ammunition in the stairwell, blended in with the fleeing students, and got away. So, that's how he got out of the school. Basically, he just threw all his stuff away and dipped with the rest of the students that were running. Like, once he threw that stuff down and people saw him, like, there were people that were not, like, he didn't kill the school. Like, he didn't kill the whole school. So, how did he get away? I'm confused. I know that everybody was running and things of that nature, but, like, people in the school had to know that he did it. It doesn't say that he was masked or anything of that nature. So, why wasn't he stopped when he got rid of all of the weapons? I'm not certain about that. We'll read on. After leaving the school, Mr. Cruz, once again, why are we calling him Mr. Anything? Respect for what? Walked to a Walmart and bought a drink at Subway. He also stopped at McDonald's. He was arrested by police without incident as he walked down a residential street at 3:41 p.m. Okay, confused. Why is that there? Like, him being arrested, it didn't even say that he was arrested at the Walmart. Come in. It doesn't say he was arrested at the Walmart. So I'm totally and honestly 100% confused on why that was even in there. Like, that was pretty weak of, like, y'all don't have anything else to say but that he went to Walmart and bought a drink. Like, I'm not getting it. Let's go on. He looked like a typical high school student, and for a quick moment, I thought, could this be the person who I need to stop? Officer Michael Leonard said. First of all, Officer Michael Leonard, he doesn't look like a regular high school student because he's 19 years old. Like, he's actually there beyond his years. And even the way he looks in his mugshot, he does not look like a normal student. Like, he doesn't. I'm going to post this picture in here. I'm going to insert it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. He looked like a typical high school student, like, where? He looked battered and bruised up a little bit, and we need to make sure that that is not the person. You should be questioning everybody. Why are you thinking about it? Let's read on. It says, Mr. Cruz faces 17 counts of premeditated murder. Okay, understand, because he killed 17 people. One for each of the people he is accused of killing. I hate when they use words like accused. We know he did it. Like, what are you talking about? Accused of killing on Wednesday. He is being held without bond at the main Broward County Jail, where he has been placed on suicide watch. Oh my God. If he's able to please insanity, that's gonna be crazy. Like, that's crazy, because that means that he can go to a mental institution for a little bit and he can get out and be free. That's crazy. So, he's on suicide watch according to Gordon Weeks, the chief of county police defenders. Mr. Cruz appeared before a judge in Broward County via video conference on Thursday, clad in an orange jumpsuit and shackled around his hands and feet in ways. Congratulations. That's the least you can do. Asked whether he understood the circumstances in which he found himself. Circumstances? What they should be asking him is, what was your purpose, crazy? Why'd you do such things? Like, what's going on? Whispered 2 words. Yes, ma'am. So he said yes. So he said yes, that he knows, I guess, the significance of what he's done. Duh, he's 19. He should know that he shot up a school and killed 17 people, and what are the consequences of such things. He said he's mournful. His public defender, Melissa McNeil, said after Mr. Cruz's court appearance, he is fully aware of what is going on. He's just a broken human being. Are you freaking kidding me? Now, okay, backstory. I did hear that his mother passed away from the flu or something like that. That still doesn't give a person the right to do something as bad as this. And I don't understand why attacking a school would fix his mother's death. Neither here nor there. But yeah, his public defender said he is fully aware of what is going on, and he's just a broken human being. So I had to repeat that because I had to make sure that I read that correctly. Are you kidding me, Melissa McNeil? Like, broken in which way? Like, what are you talking about? First of all, there's no perfect person. It's not that he's broken. He's crazy. There's something wrong with him, and he should have been detained before his mother even passed away. She should have got him help, because this behavior doesn't just show up out of nowhere. This isn't something that just happens. This is something that, has been going on for years. He's been showing this kind of behavior, so something should have been done. He's probably the kind of kid that killed frogs and burnt, insects and things like that and enjoyed it. You understand? The shooting captured on cell phone video by terrified students have renewed a national debate on how to prevent more tragedies. Governor Rick Scott of Florida said he would meet with the state lawmakers to secure more funding for school safety and the treatment of mental illness. If we have somebody that's mentally ill, they can't have access to a gun. Mr. Scott said, what? Like, what are y'all talking about? How are you going to stop a person in a home with parents from getting to a gun that maybe their parents purchased? Or there's so many people buying illegal firearms. What is stopping you from stopping a person from getting that? Like, what stops that? So they can't have a firearm? Yeah, legally they can't have one. They wouldn't give it to them anyway. But can you stop them from getting one and going to shoot up a school? Like, what are y'all even talking about in this article? Like, what? Like, y'all, I'm liking this because I feel like we can respond, we can talk, we can put the feedback. Like, what? So it says President Trump. Girl, they done lost me. You lost me at Trump. You lost. My president name is Obama. You lost me at Trump. Said on Thursday he will make school safety a top priority when he meets with the nation's governors next month. He also said he planned a visit to the grieving Parkland community. Like, they're going to want to see him. We are here for you. Whatever you need, whatever we can do to ease your pain, Mr. Trump said in an address to the nation. This is the same president grabbing people by the pussy. I'm just putting it out there. I didn't make that up. He is. So he's going to grab pussies and help out the people that are grieving. I'm not seeing that happening. Let's just be real. You really think he's going to take the time out of his day to go to Florida to make sure that people are okay? Yeah. Let's see that go down. The FBI said Thursday it received information last year about a comment made on YouTube channel which has been attributed to the gunman but was unable to identify the person. Okay, what comment? Like, you're not saying anything. The AR-15 rifle used in the attack was purchased legally at Sunrise Tactical Supply in Florida, according to a federal law enforcement official. Now, one thing about Florida is a Commonwealth state. They do what they want, when they want, how they want, and this is how they roll. So they letting this 19-year-old boy who is in high school buy a gun. What was his background? Did he have a background check? Did they do any, like, when did he get the gun? When did he purchase the gun? Are you going to mention that in the article? Like, what is going on? This kind of stuff needs to be elaborated on. Let's see. The arrest reported said Mr. Cruz purchased it in February 2017. So he got the gun last year and just been chilling with it. No laws were violated in the procurement of this weapon, said Peter J. Forcelli, the special agent in charge for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in Miami. Okay, so he had no reason not to be able to be given a gun. Just that simple. Maybe they should take that away from high school students. Like, if you're in high school, you cannot purchase a firearm. They should change the law to 21 and up. Like, 21, you're out of school. Not to say that people won't go back and do things like that, but I feel like it's less of a chance. You're giving, he's 19 years old. Yes, of course, that's how that works. But if you can't buy alcohol, why would you be able to buy a gun? I think that something should be put into place. Like, come on. In Florida, an AR-15 is easier to buy than a handgun. Okay, laws in Florida, let's be changed. What the heck? How do you buy an AR-15 and you can't really even get a handgun? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Become weapon of choice for mass on how... Okay, check more on how the AR-15 became one of the weapons of choice for mass killers. That's another thing. He's in high school. He's 19. Put those two in together. His mind ain't all the way there. Y'all, nobody thought about this kind of stuff. They just want to make money. Nobody thought about this. It's a 19-year-old in high school. And, you know, sometimes that does happen when they have late birthdays and things like that. But not really. Like, you'll probably be... It's still the beginning of the year. Like, he would have been graduating. Like, I'm not seeing that. He's 19. He's in high school still. And he's coming to get an AR-15. Aren't you going to question, like, why are you still in high school? Like, you shouldn't still be in high school, sis. You should be out and about. Like, you're in high school, that means that you're not, you know, meeting your full potential, which means you probably got some type of, you know, mental issues kind of going on. Not illness, but mental issues going on where you can't focus in school. You can't pay attention. You had to stay back because of such and such, whatever the case may be. Something along those lines. And then, like, you got to think about the people's, like, what's going on. Like, they should start asking questions like, do you have deceased parents? When did your parents pass away? Do you know, are your siblings living? Like, those kinds of things do affect people. Like, if a person's mother died, their mind isn't all the way there. If they're close to their mother, like, their mind is not all the way there. That kind of stuff should be, you know, thrown into the what ifs and the maybes. Let's see. With the Parkland shooting, 3 of the 10 deadliest mass shootings in the modern United States history have come in the last 5 months. Here is a graphic that record of the grim, whatever. I don't know what that is. It's, y'all, if y'all have read it, it's like jumbled. So I want to click on it, but I don't want to go to it. Okay. Okay. There's more to the article. It says Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel said that the school resource officer was on campus but did not run into Mr. Cruz. So nobody saw him. The gunman arrived during dismissal when the campus was fairly open. According to Robert W. Runcie, the superintendent of Broward County Public Schools. So, there's nothing in place to keep out a student that has not been in school all day. Doors should be locked. Why are doors not locked? Why can somebody just walk straight into the door? Like, there should be something in place where, like, they have to scan a badge. Only teachers can let a student in. No other students can let students in. And doors cannot be left open. And you have to badge in to get into the door. And only teachers and stuff can badge students in. All the doors around the school should be locked unless a teacher is letting a student in. Simple, point blank, period. That's how I feel. Take that and put that into your school systems. I don't understand why it's not implemented. Like, this isn't the first mass shooting. This isn't the first school shooting. When they started first happening and they started first coming to a head, that kind of stuff should have been implemented in the school systems. Protect our children. My child goes to a public school. You think that I'm not afraid to send my child to school because I'm thinking that they're not going to be safe enough to make sure that my baby is taken care of? Like, they're not going to be worried about him as one child. That's not their kid. I'm going to be upset if something happens to my kid because they're not doing what they need to do. Sorry, y'all. Diavia. Melissa's texting you. I honestly think that should be implemented. I'm sorry. Lock all the doors and only, like, staff can let people in. You have to ring buzzers to get in so that they know and they are accounting for everybody that gets into school. Like, I know it was around dismissal time and he may not, they said he went in and did it that way. There should be somebody at each and every door, every exit that the child comes out of, and they should be standing. Nobody goes back into the school. When I was in school, they used to always quit, like, where are you going? Why are you can't come back in here? Like, that's how my school was. And this is back in the early 2000s. So, why is that not implemented in Florida? Florida is crazy, just like Trayvon Martin and things like that. Okay, let's scroll on down. Gino Santorio, executive vice president, chief of something hospital, where Mr. Cruz was taken. So they took him to the hospital. That was cute. Broward Health North enacted safety protocols when the shooting suspect arrived on Wednesday. Okay, and, like, y'all protecting the hospital, but, like, what can he do? He's been locked up. Like, he's sustained, like, I can't think of the dang word. We were able to seclude the patient, treat him, and get them out without any issues. Why are y'all even saying this? Like, that is so annoying. Like, okay, that is the least of our worries. He's already been detained. That's the word I was looking for. He's already been detained. So, why are you trying to keep him from harming anybody else? Like, he's in the hospital, but, like, of course there's going to be police everywhere. You don't have to even keep him secluded. What is he going to do? Like, where were y'all at when they were shooting up the school? And, okay, another question. It took them that long to get to the school. He shot up 5 classrooms and shot people on the first floor. He killed 17 people. Where were the police at? Like, nobody called the cops. Like, at all. And if you hear it's a shooting, you would not, like, how did he even make it out with the rest of the students? How? Okay. We're just going to keep going. Bam Bennett, a bail bondsman in Mississippi, said in an interview that he reported a suspicious comment left on a YouTube channel last fall by a user named Nikolas Cruz, which is the boy's name. Okay. I'm going to be professional school shooter. That was on September 24th last year. Wow. Wow. He reported this. So he reported this last year and nothing was done. But then again, it's a YouTube channel. They wasn't able to be identified. They're just tying it together. But that's crazy because he basically said, I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it. Wow, that's mad crazy. Mr. Bennett took a screenshot of the comment and flagged it on YouTube, which removed the post. Mr. Bennett said he then left a voicemail message at his local FBI field office, alerting it to the comment. Okay. Mr. Bennett, 36, said when he originally reported the comment to the FBI, a pair of agents interviewed him the next morning. Mr. Bennett said two FBI agents, agents visited him a few hours after the shooting on Wednesday, spending about 15 to 20 minutes with him. The agents told him that they thought the person who posted on the channel might be connected to the Florida shooting because they had the same name. And his name is not spelled regular way, like the regular way you spell Nicholas. It's with a K. So, and the last name is Cruz. Like, that's not that common. It's common if it was like Nikolas Cruz, regularly spelled, but this is Nicholas with a K, Cruz. Like, come on. And school shooting, come on, connect the dots. Let's do what we need to do. Might be connected. Boom, boom. On Thursday, released a statement that said it received information about a comment made of a bomb. No other information was included in the comment, which would indicate the particular time, location, or true identity of the person. So, okay, they're covering their behinds because there was no way to track him. But guess what? Let me tell you something. You write something that they want to hear. They'll find you. They'll find you if they need to. There's ways to get into the system and see what server that came from, location. You can check all of that kind of stuff. Let's be real. There are ways to figure that kind of stuff out. Stop playing. Like, there's too many things out here. Too much technology. Like, cars are floating these days. So stop playing. FBI and conducted database reviews and other checks, but wasn't able to further identify the person who posted a comment, so they couldn't figure it out. I could have figured it out. Let me see something. His Facebook might be off. Let me see if I can look him up. Maybe if this would have happened this would have happened first. Because I look people up. You put your name on there, it's going down. So he's still alive. 19 gunman in Bar. Royal Palm Beach. No. I could have found him. Let me tell you something. I found somebody that I didn't even know, like, their last name. I knew their first name. I didn't know where their whereabouts were, where they're from. I didn't know any of their family name. Like, I didn't know anything, but I did my research. I found their uncle first. How did I find the uncle? I don't know. I had went through his friends, found this person, and I went and found her mother that way. Like, it was crazy. I did a lot of research. If I can do it, they can do it. So, did not fault the FBI. He said, we live in a country where you can't just lock people up for saying something. He said, you can't just stuff somebody into a black hole because they said something that makes you uncomfortable. I believe the FBI took it seriously. I hope they follow up. Like, it sounds like you're trying to get on the FBI team. How do you know they took it seriously? Like, just because they got in touch with you later on, like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that name popped up. They probably put it in the system, and it popped up when they went and looked back into it again. But that doesn't mean that they went and took it seriously. 2 Instagram accounts that classmates said belonged to Mr. Cruz were filled with image of weaponry, as well as hats and bandanas he liked to wear to school, among more like pictures of animals. Innocuous, I don't know what that even means, including a dog and a gecko, was a picture of a slaughtered toad. That's why, did I say something about the killing the animals? In response to a comment that image, Mr. Cruz wrote, the toad tended to run away when they saw him because I killed a lot of them. What did I tell y'all? I said this. When they be killing people and all that kind of stuff, is because they already been doing this. This behavior been going on. He's been killing animals and things like that. And if you're not watching your children, you won't know. I went on a massacre of these things once, he wrote. So he's been just killing animals en masse. Why stop at animals when you could just go to school? Because there's nothing stopping you from doing it. They're giving you guns and everything. They should check everything. Other posts on the first account, like one capture arsenal, showcase collections of firearms, including Be a Savage, Axis, bolt action rifle, Smith & Wesson M&P 15 series rifle, at least 2 shotguns. Another picture showed a box rifle cartridges for an AR-15 or other. Like, what does that tell you? Like, nobody checked his stuff. Like, nobody said anything. Like, that's crazy. It was unclear whether the profile picture for the account faced nearly into cover, blah, blah, Make America Great. With a Make America Great Again hat and large bandana. You lost me with the article. You already know. That's crazy. Ain't nothing about to happen to this boy. He about to be taken care of in jail. Make America Great Again. Y'all know who that came from? Mr. Pussy himself. Mr. Grab Body Pussy himself. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wow. That's crazy. This is the people that voted for Trump. Okay? This is the people that live and love for Trump. This is what you're doing, Trump. Okay? This is what you're doing. Thank you for putting this into play. That's crazy. The profile picture for the second account also featured a face almost fully covered, this time with an army beanie. The account included several pictures. Oh, now they can find him now. Like, they couldn't link it to him before with the YouTube, but they can link all his accounts on Instagram. Cool. I'm sure his thing ain't say Nikolas Cruz 3. Google search for the Arabic phrase Allahu Akbar, God is great. He a religious racist. Wow. Okay. A white nationalist group claims the shooting suspect as a member. Wow. What's new? The leader of the white nationalist group, Republic of Florida, said on Thursday that Mr. Cruz had also participated in paramilitary drills, according to... Wow. Should I even keep reading this, y'all? This is really... More to the article. Wow. Yeah, that's the face you should be making. This is that... Hey, I pretty much set this up. So, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Basically, it said that he had trouble with a girl, and just so coincidental that the shooting was on Valentine's Day. So you're saying that this boy shot up a school because he had girl trouble, and it was Valentine's Day. You will say, and so how can he, they better not let him plead insanity. They better not. Because just because he's having girl trouble, he starts shooting up a school, he shot 17 people because he's upset about something. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And then I don't see anything in it about his mother dying. I don't see anything in it about that at all. But that he was in a, what is it? It says white ethno state, because they want Florida to become that. Wow. Jordan Jareb is the leader of this group. Wow, he said he's solely responsible. You're not responsible, sir. He's in your group because these are the Make America Great Again groups. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. I'm not going to continue to read. There is so much on here. I don't want to go to school on Valentine's Day, according to the lawyer. The president calls the gunman mentally disturbed. Yeah, I agree with that part. He is mentally disturbed. But I don't think that he should be able to plead insanity. He should rot. The school community urged actions from lawmakers, including tougher gun legislation. We'll see. The shots were something I'll never forget. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. I was only reading the titles of the next few, paragraphs and stuff.
For us to go outside, I see dead bodies on the floor.
So the dude pulled the fire drill. We went outside. Boom, 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 boom. We heard a gunshot. I thought it was firecrackers, but after I heard the last shot, I was like, oh, no, I'm out. I ran back to my classroom, told my teacher, I think that's a shooting. I think we should go in the back and hide. And it was a real shooting because my teacher got a text from the school saying it's an actual shooting.
So I just heard gunshots, and then we heard helicopters. And we thought it was a drill at first, but we were still taking it seriously. And then once I heard the helicopters, I knew, that it actually had happened.
I wasn't sure if it was a drill. And then I started hearing sirens. So I started, questioning, whether this was a drill or not. So I got really scared,
You feel like it's a normal day at school, you don't expect this. And, someone, could come in and bring, a gun and shoot up the school. Until, you realize it, you're just,
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Samantha, first I want to know how you're feeling. I know you did get some bullet wounds, and I know your best friend was shot right next to you.
Yeah.
Do you know how she's doing?
Yeah.
Have you been able to hear what happened to her?
Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't make it.
Oh, God.
Samantha, we're so...
Yeah.
We're so sorry about that, Samantha. So sorry. Are you okay, honey?
I'm okay. Thank you.
We're sending love and prayers to you right now.
Thank you.
Tell us, if you can, what it was like in that classroom during those moments. Did you hear the gunfire first? What happened?
So I was doing an assignment for my Holocaust class, and we were, I was typing, and I took my phone out because I wanted to show my friend something, and then I heard 2 shots. My friend pushed me and said, "Sam," and I ran to the left side of the classroom. That's where, there was a big bookshelf, and we all kind of huddled there together. We were all making, we clamped, really close, tightly together. And then students in front of me, there was this cabinet. They pushed it in front of them so that it would deter some of the bullets. And the gunman, there was 2 people in the hallway that I know, and I believe that they were shot. And after I heard those 2 gunshots, then we started running, and then he came for our classroom. So he came after he shot those other 2 people.
And Samantha, as I understood it, the door to your classroom was actually locked, but he shot through the glass. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, the door was locked, thankfully, but he shot quite a few bullets into the glass, and it hit a few people behind me, and yeah, it was intense.
And we were, sometimes you put anything in front of you that you can to try to protect yourself. And we were reading that your friend suggested you just get a book, hold up a book.
Yeah.
Did you
my
tell
friend,
me about that?
Yeah, she was. She was the one who pushed me, and we were running. We were already situated in the by the bookshelf, and she's like, "Grab a book, grab a book." So I took a book. It was a tiny book, but I took a book and I held it up, and I believe maybe the book kind of deterred some of the bullets, so it didn't hit me so badly. But she was the one who gave me the idea. Yeah, she definitely helped a lot.
Samantha, I know you were able to get out of the school. You went over to where it was safer by the ambulance, and at some point you were able to call your parents and see your parents. They must have been so happy to see you. What was that reunion like?
Well, when I first left the school, they didn't know anything had happened, so I hid behind a truck, and I called them, and I made sure I was kind of calm because I didn't want them to go crazy. So after that, after a long story short, I went to the ambulance, and then while I was in the ambulance, they rushed down to the school, but their phone died, so they borrowed someone else's phone, and then I told them, I'm in the ambulance and I'm on my way to North Broward, and I will, try and come there, and then just ask for me, I'll tell them your names, and that's what happened. So they rushed there. I was already taken care of. I was already in the hospital bed. They walked in, and my dad was really worried. It was etched all over his face, and my mom, she was bawling. As you can imagine, it was pretty scary for both of them.